And here we are, opening up the Strategic Communicators Toolkit once more, Week 2, Learning and Leadership in the Digital Era. And I'm sure you're just as intrigued about this week's theme and principle as I am. And here we are, simplicity. What could be easier? Well, in fact, sometimes trying to sound simple in order to make our messages clearer and unambiguous can be especially difficult. One of the reasons for this is that language, regardless of the medium it's being conveyed in, is often more than just an attempt at communication. When we use language, in other words, we're trying to do something a little bit more, quite often, than just talk with each other. We're also engaged in what can sometimes be an intense display of authority and power. And as a result, our desire for authority can often overwhelm our desire to communicate clearly. And when that happens, the signal in the room begins to fade in favor of a little more noise. Let's take a look at this item that I once recently came across in a Manhattan restaurant. This was on the menu: a peanut puree, lightly garnished with jellied grape essence, nestled on a bed of pain blanc. Can anyone guess what they might be buying on the menu? Yeah, you got it. It's a simple peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So why the extra syllables? Well, the price for this delicious entree came to about $12, and I'll be damned if anyone can get away with charging that much using this simpler rhetoric. You know, I'll bet it even tastes just a tad bit better once described in this rhetorical way, rather than just saying a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Somehow, I think peanut puree is going to taste much more inviting than peanut butter. Anyway, my point here is that the restaurant knowingly sacrificed clarity, just in order to charge a bit more for a noisy entree. Now, when we're working together, we might be tempted to add more noise to our own menus for precisely the same reason. We want to make sure our colleagues know who's really in charge. But you know, this authority can often come with another price, and not just the change we lose out of our pockets when we pay for an overpriced item at an expensive New York City restaurant. An important mentor of mine once told me that, in his view, no one really understood a concept or even an idea unless they could explain it using a maximum of 3 sentences. He convinced me this was the case when he was able to summarize the key points in Hegel's philosophical magnum opus, the 600-page Phenomenology of Spirit, using exactly those parameters. Now, don't ask me to repeat what he said. I just don't know Hegel that well. But we'll begin this week looking at instruction and management techniques that can help you both communicate and apply your own expertise that you alone may know well and thoroughly, in order to begin and lead a new project. Simplicity, as you can guess from my examples here, means first and foremost how best to condense information in order to share it. As well, just because we're opting for clarity and abbreviation doesn't mean we're giving up authority. It means that we're willing to share our authority and act more as a facilitator than just a source of power. Effective facilitating, as we'll see, can be more important than ever in today's professional world because more often than not, we're working with people with extremely diverse skills from multiple backgrounds. And your role here is more akin to that of a conductor. You have a variety of different musicians, all playing different instruments, and you have to decide which ones come in, at what time, for what amount of time, before giving the floor to the others. So here's this week's learning goals. You're going to learn visual presentation skills and also presentation technologies, as well as some general organization methods. You're going to be asked to design a project poster this week related to your own personal hobby. Something that you know and you alone know very well. Now, the principle of simplicity is supposed to ensure that clear, concise, yet valid principles can be drawn from even the most particular of circumstances, like the kind of things that you think only you know. So by initiating your project at the beginning of the course, you're at the same time going to be constructing a community of your own with shared goals. You're going to be able to expand your own interests into something much broader, something that a group of people, no matter where they come from, can appreciate. That's true management. Using simple design software like Canva or a screen capture software called Jing, you're going to be able to record and edit a video for online distribution that fully demonstrates instructions, guidelines, group roles in a collective initiative that you decide how you're going to run. I think it's going to be fun, and I look forward to seeing what we all come up with. All right, let's go ahead.